Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Duel Screens and Dragons. We are in a pickle trying to figure out a riddle, and you found this channel at youtube.com/DuelScreensTV. I am Stephen Fontana. I'm playing Raug Ferredier, the sly rogue with a terrible sore throat. Alakai is being played by Taylor. Matt is Thinian. Paul is Oddball, and Mike M. Maltese is Sergor, and our fearless Dungeon Master is Erengard, who will now bring you up to speed on what's been going on Duel Screens and Dragons.
So last time on Duel Screens and Dragons, the party had finished its fight with the minions outside of this tomb. And as they finished the fight, the ground began to shake, and the tomb slid aside to reveal the passageway leading down into the earth below. The group decided to take a short rest up there on the surface before heading down below and finding themselves in a long hallway that led to a platform of metal. After doing some investigation and unfortunately stepping into a couple of traps, the party was able to determine that the doorway appears to be locked through some sort of riddle. The riddle being, you often see me, but rarely are truly looking at me. I can be calm, I can be angry, but I truly feel nothing. I am all around you, even when you aren't aware. In the other room inside of this little crypt area that they found, the party found a fountain that has several chains wrapped around the top of it and the stone head of a statue blocking it from spraying any water. Just a little bit trickles out. As the party's members, Oddball and Thinian, approached the fountain to inspect the chains closer, they found that the chains began to rattle as though something inside was trying to get out. And that is where we'll pick back up.
Raug, feeling really stupid that he could not figure out this riddle and got burned for his troubles, is really focusing on that, and I would like to do my damnedest to figure out even a little bit of what this riddle could mean.
Give me an intelligence check. Just an ability check.
Mm-hmm.
Finny and I have a new idea that I'm going to try before we get Sergor in. Before we do the correct thing, I want to try one more kind of maybe dumb thing.
All right. What would you like to try?
I'm going to wait for this, and then I'm going to...
You see me. Rarely truly looking at me. I can be calm. You talking in the first person.
So the fountain, how high? Because it's like a big fountain spurt with the
around you.
Head on top, chains on it, right? So the neck of this thing, like how wide does it look? And is it like stone or metal?
Probably 2 or 3 feet wide, and it's stone. It's all natural stone, in fact.
Oddball's gonna take out their quarterstaff.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna get close to the fountain again.
Mm-hmm.
Are the chains once again reacting?
Yep.
Oddball's gonna tap on the
column.
The fountains, the column. Thank you.
Yep.
Words were tough there. Tap just 2 times, and then wait.
Knock 2 times on the ceiling if you are me.
This is just, man, I'm just seeing if this thing's got some level of intelligence.
Right, yeah. Like, hello?
The rattling of the chains and the stone head stop.
Oh, shit.
I
don't know if this is better or worse.
I'm listening.
I'm gonna grab Edgar's.
So it doesn't. There's no response. It's just the chains and head.
They stop.
Okay.
Which is in itself a response. I mean,
yes.
Right. Yeah.
Purger, you do your thing.
Yeah. Can I reach the bag? Edgar's bag.
Not without stepping up onto the platform.
I threw it too far, son of a bitch!
Too strong.
I have 8 strength. That shouldn't be the case.
It's all about momentum. It's all about, technique.
Raug, you feel like you're not that far off.
Is it salt water? Like the ocean?
I haven't even been over here yet, so
I begin tried to talk to it. Can you understand me?
The stone head begins to tremble again, and then stops.
What the hell's going on down there?
Rumble once for yes and 2 for no.
Part of me wants to close the door. Let's just close the door real quick, just in case this shit goes sideways there. Maybe I just don't need a rogue trying to fucking mount up on this fucking skull.
Our guy's gonna just like stroll into the room, just like
what's up, guys?
Big smile on his face. Hey, what you guys doing?
Oddball kind of turns around and like lifts a hand up at you, like.
I just like freeze in the doorway.
The fountain is alive.
Are you? Do you wish ill will upon us? Once for yes, twice for no.
It's a fucking Ouija board.
Oh yeah.
Nothing happens.
Think it's friendly.
Ian dear, what the hell's going on in there?
Are you friendly?
You get no response. Ian dear looks at you and goes, I don't know. And then turns and starts walking over here.
That does sound like...
Edgar.
What's going on in here?
Well,
the fountain's talking to us.
There's something inside the fountain. I'm trying to discern whether to release it or not.
Can anyone detect?
Immediately as soon as you say release it, the chains start rattling and like violently trembling, like it's trying to get out.
I don't like it.
I also don't like it.
Edgar, what are your thoughts on this riddle?
Well, I mean, I thought that you were on track, really. The whole water thing, that kind of made sense to me.
I don't know if you noticed, but I'm missing half an eyebrow. I don't think water was even
Actually,
close.
You're missing both of them.
Damn it.
Ian, dear, do you mind getting Sergor?
Fine.
Thank you.
Sargor,
Ice.
they want you.
Rain. Ox. What is water? What is water?
What's going on?
What?
Sergor, do you have a way to discern good and evil?
What is
that? Careful.
Sergor's approach makes the chains in the head violently begin to tremble again.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Sergor's right up against it, or as close. Like,
Well, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Like, sorry.
Yeah. Like it's just.
Oddball takes the quarterstaff and like kind of puts it on Sergor's chest and moves him back a little bit. Like, bruh, I don't know how strong these chains are.
And Sergor's eyes are still fixed, following with the quarterstaff. It's just.
You said there was water trickling out of here. Is there water that we can capture out of it, or what is that? Because you said there's some trickling, but it's not enough that's
collecting really in the basin, but are we able to get any of it?
You could probably get it on your fingers. You wouldn't be able to collect it in some sort of vessel at this point.
As we get closer and it like rattles more, does more water come out?
Yes.
Like as the shaking gets violent, it's like spraying more water.
Yeah.
And
Droplets
we'd be able
more so than.
Yeah.
So, Sergor is going to cast Divine Sense to determine if there is strong evil or powerful good.
I like this.
Come on,
This
come
is a spell
on.
I enjoy.
This was either gonna be the big like if this doesn't work, it's like
Fuck, open it.
yeah, it's gonna be like all right, everybody get the fuck out the
Yeah.
room. We're gonna
Yeah,
shoot the skull, and then we're gonna hope this thing, we're gonna
Shoot
try
and
to
run.
block in the 3x3.
You
It's
can
within 60
sense. Yeah, you can sense something within. The impression that you get is not necessarily evil, but it's not necessarily good.
Break that shit open.
So there's no tone that I'm hearing?
Yeah, there's no. It
No ringing,
feels
no-
like no. It feels like in the best way to describe what Sergor's feeling is, it's a feeling of something that probably was very good, but is not anymore. Not that it's bad now. It's just it feels like it's angry, like it's upset. And that's causing it to become less good than it was.
I look at Sergor and I ask, anything?
Not. But something's there. There's power there. It could have been something good, but we have to break the change.
Oddball points to Thinny and Alakai and kind of like motions to the to go to the corners of the room, and then
I nod.
Sergor, do you get the other side of the chains, please?
Yes.
Oddball's gonna step in, and Oddball before they even start moving the chains, Oddball's gonna put their hand on the pillar.
Okay.
We are going to release you.
Sergor has
It
2 hands.
violently shakes.
Tell him we're good.
We
Be
we
still.
want to help you.
Tell him we didn't put him here.
It stills.
We are not the ones who imprisoned you. We simply wish to understand.
Wah wah wah. Yeah, yeah. Wah wah
Yeah.
wah.
Right. So now, can we see each other? So
Yeah.
Sergor's gonna lock
Um,
eyes with Oddball and say,
So I'm gonna grab.
Almost like, are
so
we gonna
how,
fold
how's
like
the
a knot?
chain like wrapped? I guess.
It's like basically wrapped around and then over the top, through itself, over the top, through its like it's been
Like
wrapped
knotted.
real good and knotted up and basically made like it's probably a 10-foot long chain.
So
Damn,
would we
but
be
is
able to
it
like
all
just kind of
wrapped
grab it
together?
at the top and then like just kind of separate it out to like get the head free,
You could potentially do that, yeah.
or would it be easier?
It would be a
it
strength check.
easier to break the stone.
Mm.
You could potentially break the stone as well. It would be a strength check either way. Like it's going to take some doing because obviously it's been trying to get out whatever is in there.
and it's not.
So-
it's
Go
not
blast
it's
it.
not like
So
tied.
I'm gonna take my hammer out because I feel like I'm gonna be able to do more with that hammer than it would be to try to like pull the 10 foot of like super secure tight chain down.
Oddball, if you want to get to a safe distance, I could shoot it.
Just be ready in case.
I ready an Eldritch Blast.
I look over at Thinian and kind of wait for him to be like, nod at him like, you good?
Yeah, I nod back. I have my crossbow out, ready to shoot. If I can shoot it.
I look over at Sergor. And then I just say, move away from the opening. God damn it, you all went green screen again for me. Damn it. It's a tough. Non-verbals, damn it.
So do you want
Oddball.
Server to step back?
No. Just kind of nodding at you, be ready.
Right.
Oddball's gonna take the Warhammer. It was more for the thing to not be at the opening.
Right.
Oddball's good. I'm gonna.
You do notice when you say that the water stops trickling out.
Okay. I'm gonna try
The
to.
head kind of settles in a little bit more,
Okay.
Server releases the chains.
which actually does make the chains go a little more slack.
Okay. I'm gonna try to swing first, and then after that we can try to hopefully knock the rock off. So yeah, I'm gonna take a swing with the Warhammer. How do you want me to do this?
What are you swinging at? Are you swinging at the head of the statue to try and break that? Are you swinging at the neck of the fountain?
The head of the statue. So I'm trying to, now that it's actually like fully settled, I'm essentially just trying to bring it down to like hopefully just break the rock, so that way we can then like move it out of the way.
Straight
Okay.
down?
Yeah, like I'm going because now it's settled in there, because obviously like it fits on top.
Okay.
So like even if I hit,
Yes.
Okay,
yeah, so it's not a
Okay.
perfect. Wait, when you say it's, so is it too big to fit in the hole or too small to fit?
It's too big.
Too big. All right, perfect. I was like, shoot, like right down, hit the thing in the face, like, oh shit.
I was like, you're gonna crush
You're gonna-
whatever.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm going straight, like just
Okay.
lumberjack, like overhead
Just-
swing.
Just give me a critical damage roll for your Warhammer.
Critical damage roll. Okay. Versatile. Critical hit.
Okay.
15.
So you bring the Warhammer down and smash it on top of the head, and you hear the head kind of crack and split. The pieces are still there, but you definitely see a big crack form.
What the hell
along
was
the middle
that?
of the statue's head.
Are they still like connected?
Yes, probably. You think that they're still probably connected.
Raug heard that and goes towards this other door
Oddball lines up for another
with
swing.
dagger and hand crossbow. Oop, I just closed that door.
I put my hand out to Raug. Just like kind of give him a look like, we're okay.
And then gonna swing again.
Okay. Give me another damage roll.
14.
Okay. So you hear the head split, basically the full cracking of the stone, and it kind of sags a little bit against the chains on either side, but it is definitely fully split. And
Oddball's-
you
Oh, fuck.
immediately see this spray of water come up from it. But it's still not like the head just bucks up against the chains and just sits there. So much more water is coming out now. It's actually starting to fill the basin, but it begins to rattle again. Like there's still something there.
Wait, we're not. Sorry, I'm using the wrong voice. Wait, be still. We're not. You're not free yet. One moment longer.
The water calms.
Okay. Is it possible to finagle the stones out from underneath the chains?
Yeah, you think that you could probably get the stones out from underneath the chains, or get the chains off from around the stones.
Yeah, either or. So Oddball's gonna look at Circor again, like get ready with some shit, and then grabbing, kind of putting one hand on the big red hand over the top of the chains, and then the other hand like on the rock, and then just kind of like trying to like essentially just twist and like pop it free.
Okay. So the head pieces go flying in two separate directions. One rolls down the side and lays at the bottom of the fountain. The chains fall away, and immediately a geyser of water shoots up out of this and begins flowing out. It coats Oddball, it coats Sergor, and the whole of the fountain begins to fill. And from the neck, you see this, what can only be described as a snake or dragon of water comes out of the neck.
That's super cool.
Okay.
And it kind of looks down at you first, and then it kind of circles around and sees everybody else in the room, and then it just kind of stares at you, kind of just wavering back and forth really slowly.
Oddball is going to drop the Warhammer.
Okay.
And then take a step back with their arms kind of up, like not trying to start nothing.
It leans down, and its face gets really close to yours as it seems to inspect you.
The visuals of this are so good.
And then it
I love
slowly begins to back away, and its head moves around the room again, kind of looking at everybody. It first turns towards Alakai, kind of rears back a little bit, and then its head curves over towards Thinian and watches him for a moment, kind of judging, like as though it's trying to determine whether or not you were truly intent on releasing it, or if you wanted something else from it. And then it spins around, and it looks at Sergor. Since he's close enough, it leans down to him and just kind of sits in front of him for a moment, sizing him up.
When it looks over towards me, I'm going to dissipate the black smoke around my hand and just kind of like put both hands up.
It definitely recognizes that gesture. And it looks down, like its whole form shifts down over Sergor and ends up settling its face right in front of where your hand is on your sword.
Sergor releases his hand. Doesn't put his hands up, but just out sides like that.
And it backs away slowly and turns back around and looks over Oddball through the door at the other three that are there. And Edgar's like, "This is amazing!"
Do you know what it is?
Anybody can roll a knowledge arcana.
Oh, I was asking Edgar.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Let's do it anyway.
Sure.
Anybody can roll.
Big said, why not?
No idea.
Holy shit.
There we go.
Damn.
You did
Nat
it.
20 for a 19.
Damn.
I got a real good look at it.
Well, it did get
Yes, you
right
did.
in your grill.
Which once again,
It's a water.
like that he was saying with like the visuals of that, of like
man,
just
it's
this
so good.
water serpent in front of a warforged. Two things that shouldn't exist or don't know what the fuck they're in, like just sup.
Yeah, no, I think that was one of the couple of times during all of this that I've like the movie of this just played out in my brain.
Yeah.
So, Oddball, ironically, would know. This is an elemental of water. It's called a water weird. It's clearly different than any that he's ever, like, that scanning his memory banks he can know about, because it seems to understand what he's saying, which typically they wouldn't understand common. But he knows that these are typically guardians put in place in either sacred places or unholy places. And so based on the shrine that's around him, he can immediately assume that this is the guardian of this fountain and this place.
Okay. Common's work so far. Do you speak?
It slowly shakes its head.
Raug puts his weapons away and walks and talks. Does a walk and talk and wants to end up next to Oddball right here. But looks like you were looking for someone when you were looking in the room. You're looking for Demetrius? And I forget what race he was and what he really looked like, but I described what he looked like. To the best of my knowledge.
This is where I quickly double check and remember what
He had a pendant around his neck.
That he wouldn't show anybody, which is super rude. I just want to call back to that. His whole distrust was because he wouldn't show him his necklace. I showed you
Can I
mine,
see it?
show me yours.
Can I
I
see
just
it?
want to
Can I see
see. I like jewelry.
Gets his hands in
Unfortunately, I don't know the symbol because he was being a real dick about it.
It kind of, so as you approach, its head turns, like its whole form turns towards you, and it kind of just watches you get closer. And then as you get close enough and you start talking about Demetrius, it leans in and it bears these watery fangs that it has. Like, obviously it doesn't like the description that you gave it of a half-elven man, by the way.
Yes. So, it looks like we have a common enemy then.
I want to turn to Edgar and just say, oh shit, never mind, his pack's on the fucking platform.
Well, you never got it?
No, I didn't want to step on the
onto the
platform.
platform.
I thought I was just gonna like, you know, like you do with the luggage into the trunk, like, not fucking yeet
No,
the
you
thing
fucking
through
yeeted
the
it.
door.
I
with
mean,
my
you
8
said that
strength.
you yeeted it. Like, you were like, I toss it up onto the platform. So I was like, all right, you toss it up onto the platform.
I'm gonna dump out my water skin, and approach the serpent.
Looks at you.
I want to be very respectful here, but I kind of like bow my head towards it and ask, can we take some of the water as an offering for the door?
It looks down at your water skin and then back up to you, and then it looks over at Oddball. And it kind of makes a motion with its head towards Oddball.
I'll hand Oddball my empty water skin.
Oddball takes the water skin and very slowly walks forward, and
As you walk forward, it leans forward. And as you're holding the water skin, part of it begins to drain off, like a stream of it begins to drain off that you could fill the water skin from.
okay. Oddball, as soon as it's done, kind of corks it and then hands it to Alakai.
It snarls at that, like,
Nope, never mind. Oddball's gonna take it back. Will this open the
He
door?
don't like you.
it bows a little to you.
ask it if
Do
we
you-
should open the door.
Do you know what's behind the door?
It turns its head to the statue that's still intact.
Do we recognize it as any of the like? Is it the same person that was on one of the statues outside?
It is not the same as any of the people on the outside. But you do know that this is a tomb of an elven
right, it's
druid.
The druid.
Yeah. Should it stay closed?
It just kind of looks at you and then makes a motion with its head towards you, like a you go.
Do you wish to remain here?
It kind of slithers back, like half of its body like kind of goes back down the hole, and it kind of just wavers there. It is clearly bound to this fountain.
Oddball nods.
It's like
Do
Do
talking
you
to
want
Toothless.
us to?
Yeah, and that's straight up what I'm thinking
That's
right now.
what-
I'm
that's
like,
how I
okay,
picture
we're
it. It's
going,
like
I'm going with
Toothless.
body language right now.
Do you want the rest of us to stay here, or can we travel with our friend?
It looks at Oddball, and then it looks around the room again, like there's like a full rotation around the room, and then looks at Oddball and nods towards him again.
All right.
I'm gonna motion to Ian Deere and Edgar to like come and kind of fill in the side of the room that's empty and like show the.
I don't know if
Um,
it means to leave or to
so-
stay. I have no.
I think it's telling you to go specifically.
Yeah. Okay. Oddball nods, and then they begin to kind of walk out of the room.
It comes back up as you start to leave and looks at the others, and then looks back at you.
I think you should leave as well.
I make my way out. Or I start going towards the door.
It doesn't react to you leaving. It watches you go, but it doesn't react otherwise.
Got it.
I'll bow towards it and then turn and leave.
It actually returns your bow.
Red.
Zergo will also bow, placing his hand on the symbol of Torm on his chest.
Like,
It bows in return to you, Sergor. Tinian, do you actually
Oh my
do
days.
that?
No, I don't. No, I didn't do that. No, I didn't do that. No.
Let's just be clear here. Did you actually just flip it off from down the hall?
No.
please no. Please no.
This has
There's
gone
still
very-
two of us within striking distance, and I've been doing everything I can not to piss off.
All I'm
water-
saying is
water
this has
serpents.
gone really well, and that it'd be great to introduce a little chaos into the situation.
You know what? When you're the one staring face to face with a water serpent, then yes. Until then,
Yeah, right. I don't do that.
I take a step closer to the serpent.
It looks at you.
Demetrius, you have my word. He will be brought to justice, one way or another. And I slowly back away,
Gives a bow.
and I leave the room.
So as they leave, the door closes.
And the room starts to fill with water.
that's fine. I don't breathe. Gotcha.
I am going to give everybody on the outside a moment to react before I tell Oddball what happens inside the room.
Door closes
The
behind.
door, it did not slam shut. It closed slowly.
Oh, Oddball's still in there. Wait.
Can I go peek through the keyhole?
Oh,
It's
I read that all wrong.
it's
There's
a
not a
stone
No, I know.
thing. Leave them be. They seem to have some sort of bond. Do any of you think he's in danger? It's in danger.
No, I sensed no ill will in there.
So, Oddball, the door closes and the creature leans down to you and kind of looks into your eyes as you look back at it. Look back at it with your glowing cyborg eyes. And then it looks down at the hammer that you had dropped. And then it looks up at your glaive. And it kind of draws back a little bit and makes a motion with its head, like for you to present one of the two.
Oddball's gonna take the water skin that they're holding and kind of, tuck it away, and then they're gonna take their glaive and pull it out, and then kind of hold it very, ceremoniously, up like this, not pointing, but...
So it leans down and kind of rolls its head across the whole length of the glaive, and you can feel the glaive getting heavier in your hands. And then it draws its face back up and runs it along the edge of the blade, and you see this thin trail of water just sink into the blade, and it looks like the blade gets that much sharper. And then it gently brings itself back up and then settles back down into the fountain partway and makes a motion towards the door.
Oddball returns the glaive, picks up their hammer, returns the hammer. Oddball just kind of nods to it. I'm sorry you were imprisoned, but thank you for your aid.
It bows its head to you.
Oddball then proceeds to leave.
Oddball walks out of the room.
And that is going to bring us to the end of this episode of Duel Screens and Dragons, which will be named the Serpent? I don't know. That was awesome.
The Water Weird.
The Water Weird.
You already know what the name of this episode is.
The Water Weird.
YouTube family.
Yes, you do. We don't, but that's cool. That's how we do it. That's how we come up with the things. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to hit the subscribe, hit the thumbs up, share with your friends. This is only getting more and more interesting. Check out our other content here on the channel. Thank you so much. As always, be excellent to each other. And if a water serpent wants to bless your weapon, present your weapon, and to go delve a dungeon.